Okay, let's see. What's our next video for today? Season 3 of Spongebob? That sounds like a whole lot of...
Hoopla!
That sounds like a whole lot of...
Hoopla!
That sounds like a lot of...
Hoopla! Hoopla! Hoopla!
That sounds like a whole lot of hoopla to not start this video already. Welcome, our comedians!
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to the next rating of our SpongeBob ranking list.
It'll be season 3 today, and
There are so many good episodes in season 3. I had a hard time getting, all the good ones. At that point, I didn't care where Nick put any of the episodes that were, in the way bigger, because there's so many good episodes.
This season, it's probably more of a thing of which is the least good. I think there's 37 episodes this season.
And I only could count, 5 or 6 that I didn't really like.
Yeah. So with that, we're gonna start off strong, and
we're going to our least favorite to our most favorite for like usual.
Yep. And this will be number 37 to 21. So the next list will be the top 20.
Hey, Nick, you see that? It's the like button. You should go hit it. Oh my gosh, dude! The subscribe button just popped up out of nowhere! Why don't you hit that too? I'm glad we shared this moment. You should share this with your friends right now.
So like and comment.
Anyway, let's get started. Alright, put the comedy in the bag! Put it in!
Sir, this is the last one on the list.
Yeah, that's right. Number 37, Doing Time. This is one where Mrs. Puff goes to jail and we actually get to see what happens and how she reacts in jail, which is a good concept, but it's all about how SpongeBob and Patrick are trying to take her out of her happy place of where she wants to be. That kind of makes this episode kind of messed up. It makes it feel like it's kind of wrong. She wants to be there, and they're just pushing her out of the place she wants to be. And I don't know, that just doesn't sit right with me at all. And it honestly just makes me feel bad for Mrs. Puff, which already suffers a lot.
Number 36, The Lost Episode, or The Sponge Who Could Fly. Honestly, this episode had some things going for it. The song was really good, and the patchy part was pretty good also. But it's everything else. It seemed like it was a lot of filler, and for this season, which was almost all great episodes, this one is probably the bottom of it because of that. It's just so okay. Yeah, that's all I really have to say about this one.
Okay, number 35 is Beethoven's Fifth. Well, no, wait. It's Clams. Sorry, my bad. Always mistaken. But it is very introducing in this episode. And it's trying to take a parody of Jaws, but weirdly changes its horror theme to The Shining, where Mr. Krabs just starts going crazy. He reacts that his, $1 millionth dollar bill is taken from a clam because SpongeBob fishes is out. But he kind of goes overboard, literally, about that, and scares the audience, SpongeBob and Squidward, to where they feed them to clams, which are reenactment of sharks for this. So, yeah, one of the scariest Mr. Krabs episodes there is.
Number 34 is the Krusty Krab training video. It's not that this episode is bad. It doesn't feel like an actual episode, if that makes sense. Yeah, there's jokes, but it feels just more like a placement for the other episode that was on in here. I guess that there was no real story behind this, but I think SpongeBob was relatively bland in this episode.
Okay, now it's time for one of my personal least favorite episodes of this whole season, which, again, it's very hard to choose which episodes were bad for this. This I consider bad for me, in my opinion. Party Pooper Pants just makes SpongeBob feel like the meanest character. And I don't think I'm the first one to say this. I feel like SpongeBob would never get to the point of like ordering people around to do a specific. It seems more of a Squidward thing to do than a SpongeBob thing, where he honestly probably would let everybody have fun all at once. But for SpongeBob to act so orderly about every single thing that happens in the party, don't get me wrong, there are funny jokes in this, like the bunny hop bit with the police. That was hilarious. The beginning where he introduces the part with the party to a cashier, that was hilarious. But the fact that SpongeBob was kind of more orderly and off character than usual just kind of threw this one off, for me at least.
Number 32, Squiam Returns. Okay, this episode did have some great moments. I'm gonna say, but the best parts about it were the visuals in SpongeBob's mind. Besides that, I don't really remember as much, except the Patrick parts, and those were so few. I think it's not that there wasn't any good moments; it's that there was a lot of moments that missed. And the third season was maybe one of the best seasons there was. So when we're ranking this season, well, it was hard. This one had to go to the bottom of the list simply because it wasn't as good as the others that were in front of it. Number 31, Pranks a Lot. Okay, there were great moments in this episode. And even though it's true, I really hated the puns. The puns were bad. I'm going to say the worst part of this is that even though they learned the lesson at the very end, it felt like SpongeBob was kind of gave him like a malicious streak. While I'm not the biggest fan of Mr. Krabs, he didn't really do anything to deserve a lot of the stuff that they were trying to do, or anyone. And it kind of just took SpongeBob out of character. This one always kind of hit wrong for me.
Number 30 in this list is the Great Snail Race. Let me tell you, there's a lot of preparation for this episode, so get your butts ready, because we're getting all for it for the race. And let me tell you, this kind of has the same problem for me as Party Pooper Pants, where SpongeBob's kind of like, I don't know, forceful. I mean, it's more upper than Party Pooper Pants, because like it's more of a character for him to be more forceful than just orderly. And that forcefulness kind of pushes through his positive attitudes. Like, I believe in you. You can do it. You come on, Gary. You can do this. But it just feels like he's pushing Gary too far, and he kind of learns in the end of the episode, which was the main lesson. So I say it's better than most of the episodes we put on there. That's why it's higher than those episodes. But also that Sandy bit at the end was hilarious. SpongeBob is mostly the reason why it's down so low still. Hey, kids!
Guess what? Do you want to spend $50 on a Krabby Patty with a Krabby meal and Krabby fries? Well, guess what? That's your parents' job, and you get to make your parents pay more for you to see the entertainment. That's Mr. Krabs in a nutshell. And number 29, Krabby Land. And that's mostly what I remember. He made a clown that was such a big build-up that just turns out to be him with a lighter voice. A playground that was just a bunch of trash. And him basically just bullying SpongeBob, and then at the end he gets bullied. Well, the kids making him get fed peas mostly, and that's it. Other than that, this episode just feels like one tiny episode where all I can see is just Mr. Krabs taking advantage of kids, and that's it.
Number 28, I Had an Accident. This episode actually was kind of funny. The real problem is the ending. Because I get the whole joke of them trying to get him out of the house, and there was actually some good parts to it. But the ending where it was a gorilla and it felt like they just didn't know how else to end it. Yeah, I just have really high expectations for this season, so when they basically just tacked on an ending. But besides that, the whole skiing thing and the whole joke in the doctor's office were really good.
Next up on number 27 is Born Again Krabs, where the Flying Dutchman is probably one of the funniest characters in this episode. And it's another Mr. Krabs episode that kind of it's an interesting idea. It's like, okay, what if Mr. Krabs was forced giving away money, using more money than needed, and stuff like that. I mostly still forget about this episode a lot. And it feels like another one of those conjoined episodes. Well, not conjoined, but shorter episodes. Even though it's still every episode is around 11 minutes, this one feels still shorter. I feel like I forget most of the things that happen, but I do remember every single thing that happened. It's just everything's just conjoined in that 11 minutes to make it feel like 5 minutes of plot to happen. By the time he sold SpongeBob for 52 cents, that was funny, but also he sold his hardest worker, which is a Mr. Krabs thing to do. It's just, and this episode just has the scales weighted around it. It's like, okay, I get it, but why? I get it, but why? Mr. Krabs in a hospital for everything that happened to him, and the Flying Dutchman tells him he's gonna die. Why? I mean, it's a cartoon, I guess, still, so I feel like he'd survive so many other things, but it's just that those scales weighing on each other.
Okay, number 26, Sponge Guard on Duty. In truth, I actually really liked this episode. There were some weak moments in it. I get the whole jokes of having SpongeBob be the lifeguard, but at the same time, it seemed like they made Larry stupid just for this episode. Larry's been in other episodes before. He knows SpongeBob, so you think he would have kind of figured him out by now. And I think they could have used someone else for Larry's part and introduced a new character. But as far as the jokes go, I think the sea monster joke was the best joke. Besides that, everything was a little tame and a little predictable. But this episode was actually pretty good.
Lights, camera, action. Number 25.
as seen on TV. I'll be honest, I didn't care for much of this episode, but I wouldn't say it was horrible. I wouldn't say it was bad. I just very confused whenever I'm selecting this episode, thinking it's either like Squid TV or that episode where SpongeBob auditions to be in a movie theater. But no, this is the episode where SpongeBob clearly just thinks he's an acting movie star because you could partly see him in a commercial, and that's most of this episode. And it's that kind of joke that kind of makes it feel like it's dragging. Like this entire joke is dragging through that episode. I guess that's kind of how you make a SpongeBob episode in general. Just drag a whole joke for the episode and then make material out of it. It's just that one joke kind of Next episode is episode 24. The algae's always greener. And for the past few episodes we've been talking about, they've been gradually getting better. This is where it was hard for me to pick which one was the best episode. And we kind of combined our episodes to where any one of these could be number one because they're just so good. The algae's always greener probably had the least plot compared to all the best episodes, but this still was an amazing plot. First of all, it's a plankton episode. Gotta love those plankton episodes. And the way it's contrasted to where he takes over the Krusty Krab and he has the comparison of Mr. Krabs, and Mr. Krabs has a comparison of plankton, is insanely smart to do for an episode. Just differentiating the characters and making them live each other's lives. While Mr. Krabs doesn't know that, Plankton does, and it's just, there's so many good... It made a giant meme out of it. And that meme will be popping up right here, where I'm pointing. Take a good look at that meme. That's a good meme.
23 is... This one was when they started to get to be like classic. It was interesting to see them go like just into the caveman days, and honestly even the patchy part of this was really, really good. Especially when they were trying to use the fire and trying to bring it inside, and I love that. And to have Patchy and Polly argue about future and past, even to the song done by the voices of Patrick. This episode was amazing, but there was a few weak spots. But besides that, I don't think I actually dislike this episode. It just, the next episodes will end up to be better than this.
Number 22, Wet Painters. This one's a classic episode. Let me just say, we have technology. Bro, this episode is so full of just a bunch of jokes that can serve into this plot that they were trying to be super careful with painting a wall, that they can't touch anything else but the wall. Because Mr. Krabs said that, like, the paint is super permanent, and if anything happens, he will collect their butts. Which is a super parental threat for a manager. And it's hilarious. And then they get it on $1, and Mr. Krabs finds out, and turns out it's not permanent, and he just made a prank on them. I don't know. That was hilarious. I feel like there was a bunch of like stuff to kind of like lead off the plot a little bit to where like, okay, we have to cover the dollar. We have to try to fix the dollar. Like, to where like, okay, that stuff could have been cut out, but it's an 11-minute episode, so we gotta fill that in. But the stuff that was filled in was so funny. And I don't know, this episode just made me smile more than anything. And the fact Mr. Krabs laughed off the paint to make his walls like drip, comes off with saliva. It just this is a good episode, man.
Number 21 is definitely not lame.
Boo!
It's Midlife Crustation. Midlife Crustation is a great episode, and I think the only reason that it's so low on the list is simply because it's a banned episode, and it's hard to actually see. Even on Paramount Plus, it's been completely taken off. So, while I do like the episode, and I do understand there was a whole thing about the panty raid scene. That's the entire reason it's been banned. But besides that, the episode was actually really, really funny, including Mr. Krabs just kind of hanging out with SpongeBob and Patrick. It's something that you don't see nearly enough. But yeah, it's got to be pointed out that if you can't watch an episode, it's hard to put it up higher than this.
Thank you so much for watching.
And we hope you like and subscribe.
And share with your friends.
But as for now,
love you all, comedians. Bye-bye.